Hello, and welcome to the Center for Parenting Education and our How to Discipline series. This session will focus on getting and being clear while you set limits with your children. Getting clear involves knowing what you value. Sometimes you're very sure about the things that are important to you. For example, you may value respect and are very clear that your children may not hit you or curse at you. But sometimes you may not be quite as clear. Can your child yell at you? What about slamming a door? What about leaving the room and not talking to you? Does your answer change if your child is 2? What about 12? The response to each of these questions will not be the same for everyone. There's no one universal truth, so all parents will need to determine what is personally acceptable to them. Additionally, even if you're very clear about what you value, sometimes these things can clash. Consider the following story. A middle school-age child asked to go to participate in a school fundraiser. On the one hand, the father's thrilled because he places a high value on charitable activities. On the other hand, he also values family time and had wanted the family to spend a quiet evening at home together. It can be difficult to weigh these contrasting thoughts. When trying to get clear, there are steps you can take. First, give yourself time. You can feel pressure to give an answer to a request right away. This expectation seems reasonable if you're looking at it on the surface as straightforward, "Can I go?" in which the answer would be a simple yes or no. Yet the values that you may be debating can be far more complex. You can allow yourself to weigh all of the issues so that you come up with a conclusion that leaves you feeling good. To your children you can say, "I need time to think about it. If you need an answer right away, that answer is no." Quickly they will realize that it's worth giving you the time. Next, identify the underlying values that are being questioned. See if you can articulate what value you're struggling with. By getting clear, you can avoid unproductive arguments. So, for example, a parent and her preteen are fighting over the child's request to go to the mall with friends. The child's making a very good case about why she's old enough to go unchaperoned and is getting increasingly angry as her mother is hesitating. The real issue for this parent, though, is that the child did not complete her chores. Had she followed through on her commitments at home, this parent may have consented. Figuring out your values can take time, and you may not know why you're having trouble saying yes to your children until you find yourself grappling with the same issue repeatedly. Also, you're going to want to discuss your values with others who share parenting, childcare, and teaching responsibilities so that you can get on the same page and support one another's parenting decisions. That's all part of getting clear. However, even once you take the time to get clear, you still need to make sure that you're being clear when you set limits or state your requests. Sometimes children just don't know what you want, even though it seems obvious to you. So when being clear, keep these guidelines in mind. What specific behaviors are you requesting? For example, when you tell your child to clean up his room, you need to specify that cleaning up your room means pulling up your covers, putting the dirty clothes in the hamper, putting books on the shelves, and so on. As children get older, you will be able to remind them with a simple and broad, "clean up your room." Also, when does it need to happen? Sometimes parents make an open-ended statement such as, "take out the trash." You may not expect immediate compliance, but when an hour passes, you may feel your anger rising. Confronting your child may just bring innocent replies of, "I was just about to do it." More effective is to make a request with the time component attached. Take out the trash before dinner. Then you can both agree whether or not the action has been completed in a timely fashion. Similarly, what qualifies as having completed a task? Sometimes parents get frustrated because they feel that their children have given a job short shrift. Yes, they completed the task, but they have not done a quality job. Before you jump all over them, step back and make sure you clearly stated your expectations. Do they know what an acceptable job is? For example, if they put away their laundry, do they need to neatly stack their clothes on their shelves, or is just being out of sight okay with you? When you clearly state your expectations, then you will both know if a job has been completed satisfactorily. Additionally, think about how you phrase your comments. Do not ask a question unless you want an answer. If you want your child to stop watching TV because it's time to take a shower, do not ask, "Do you want to take a shower?" unless there really is a choice. Parents find themselves asking in hopes of gaining agreement from their children and avoid having to be the mean guy. Another way that parents undermine themselves is by adding okay to an otherwise straightforward request. Time to leave, okay? Unless you're willing to stay longer, you're setting yourself up for a power struggle. If you find yourself in this situation, then say okay, give it a little bit of time, and then say it's time to leave now. You also want to avoid using sarcasm. Children have difficulty evaluating sarcasm, and it can leave them feeling unsure of both your meaning and what it is that you want them to do. Take the child who's happily mixing all the food on his plate into a large pile. Perhaps the parent responds with a sarcastic, "Oh, it certainly is a pleasure eating dinner with you." The child is left to decide if the parent really is pleased with him, maybe a highly creative parent would be, or if the parent is asking him to stop. Rather than leaving the child to interpret your meaning, it's more effective to say, "Please stop mixing your food and eat your dinner." Finally, avoid rhetorical questions. Like the okay at the end of the request, rhetorical questions invite an answer when there really isn't one. For example, there is no appropriate response to the question, "Are you trying to drive me crazy?" It's far better to say, "Stop the bickering, take turns." Being clear may feel like a time-consuming and artificial effort. With time, however, you will incorporate these skills into your everyday parenting, and you will find that parenting becomes easier and more efficient. Moreover, you will discover that your relationship with your children becomes closer as you are both clear about what is important to you and what needs to occur. For more information about how to discipline, please check out the other articles on our website. Thank you for joining us.